serious allegations against this church refuse to go away. They include disturbing practices like splitting up families, verbal and physical abuse, even holding employees prisoner.
The Church of Scientology has dealt with many high-profile defectors, including celebrities and former top executives. But what you're about to see is truly unique. The father of the undisputed leader of the church quitting, writing a book, and hauling into public view an all-out war.
A thriving cult of greed and power claims to be capable of curing drug addiction and says that following its teachings will lead to a life of success and fulfillment. And yet, despite these promises, Scientology remains an organization mired in controversy.
Clay thought the drama was over, but now he thinks he's being watched.
The Church of Scientology.
Some call it a manipulative cult.
The controversial Church of Scientology.
8 fellow members of the Church of Scientology.
Others say it's a well-established religion that helps people reach their potential.
A lawyer for the Church of Scientology.
All 3 of those Scientologists.
Since its inception in the 1950s, the Church of Scientology has rarely been far from controversy.
You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
You are quoting the second half of the interview!
Tonight, we look at new allegations concerning Scientology's leader, David Miscavige. Our investigations began after some former high-level members spoke to the St. Petersburg Times in Florida, claiming that Miscavige struck members of his staff on numerous occasions, allegations the church denies.
Actor Danny Masterson is being investigated for sexual assault. Quote, the Los Angeles Police Department Robbery Homicide Division Sexual Assault Section is conducting an investigation involving the actor Danny Masterson. Now, Masterson is a Scientologist. The women are Scientologists. The reason why that is being brought up is because it is being investigated by a journalist. This is before the LAPD got involved. So the journalist, Tony Ortega, who runs an anti-Scientology website called The Underground Bunker, he's the one that's been investigating Danny Masterson in a number of different things with Scientology. And he spoke with these women who were fearful to come forward because of, according to the documents, the pressure by the organization to not contact the police.
Former senior insiders claim the church's current leader, David Miscavige, has created and encouraged a climate of violence within senior staff and was frequently violent himself.
He viciously beat him, knocked him to the ground.
Marty Rathbun, seen here in a Scientology magazine, was an inspector general, a top lieutenant to David Miscavige, and oversaw the church's legal affairs.
And then he knocked him down in his chair.
Amy Scobie was a church executive who helped expand its outreach to celebrities.
He just walked up and he hit me on the side of the head.
Bruce Hines says he was a high-level auditor, a kind of therapeutic counsellor.
Hi, Wendy. Any messages?
And supporting their allegations is Mike Rinder, who for many years was Scientology's main spokesman. He's now speaking out against the church, the same church he defended to ABC News in 1998.
Shelley, she'll never be free.
Your daughter-in-law.
My daughter-in-law.
Tonight, David Miscavige's own father, Ron Miscavige, gives candid insight into his son's cruelty. Do you think he has the ability, the will, to order his wife be locked away?
Absolutely, there's no question about it.
Next stop, infinity.
I know it's difficult to believe, but the worst thing about this is I'm telling you the truth. That's the worst goddamn thing that's going on in this interview. This happens. These are pretty bad people, but they don't have a conscience, and that lets them do it.
One quality that has always set us apart is that we are unselfish. Yes, we have an utter monopoly on workable solutions, but we share those solutions with anyone who reaches for them.
This was David Miscavige in December 2004.
It is my honor to present our first Freedom Medal of Valor to the most dedicated Scientologist I know.
Presenting an award to the church's biggest star and his close friend, Tom Cruise. But the private face of Miscavige, according to these former Scientologists, is very different.
Do you think David Miscavige should continue to be the figurehead of the Church of Scientology?
No. I'll just say it outright. I consider him to be a sociopath.
I think the man's stark staring mad.
Hello, my name is David Miscavige.
Energetic and charismatic, David Miscavige quickly moved up the ranks after joining the church and became outright leader after Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard's death.
Approximately 2 weeks ago, he completed all of his research as he had set out to do,
which he announced in this 1986 video.
L. Ron Hubbard discarded the body he had used in this lifetime for 74 years, 10 months, and 11 days.
If there is one thing that is the common thread that we see throughout the stories of Scientology, it's broken families. It's destroyed families. People who are being forced to disconnect from other family members, and that shouldn't happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time.
Especially an organization calling itself a religion.
They decided to go on the offensive. Miscavige agreed to appear live on this broadcast in 1992. It remains his only television interview.
There's a little bit of a problem in getting people to talk critically about the Church of Scientology because, quite frankly, they're scared.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm
no.
telling you,
Let me explain something to you. The most disingenuous thing is that you have those people. Now, let's not give the American public the wrong impression.
When you got to the studios, the Nightline studios, what was the atmosphere like?
It was pretty electric.
If you really looked at the big picture of what's happening in Scientology, it isn't really controversial.
But these former senior Scientologists say as Miscavige's leadership progressed, he became increasingly eccentric.
He got his beagle, and he literally had somebody tailor a blue vest sweater for his beagle dog and made up epaulets, these Sea Org ranks in the Sea Organization, and he had 4 stripes put on, captain, for the dog. And he would bring the dog in. If those guys didn't salute the dog, he would just viciously berate them and invalidate them.
Hang on a sec. You're saying that he ordered the most senior ranks in the Church of Scientology to salute his dog?
Yes, sir.
He comes with his dog with a sweater with commander stripes. And the dog let out a little bark when she saw me. And David Miscavige said, you know, you got something going on, because she is detecting out ethics and you have something going on. I think what the dog was really saying is, you know, you look like the only halfway sane person. Can you help me out of this outfit?
Ron Miscavige too says he will not be cowed by the church or his son David. Now that he's escaped Scientology, he's intent on warning others that this is not a church, but a con.
It could be the greatest con that's ever been practiced on the public.